Well folks, it seems our tweeter-in-chief has done it again. In a move that surprised even his closest advisors, Trump dropped a bombshell on the global economy this week. He announced a whopping 25% tariff on all goods coming from Mexico and Canada. Yes, you heard that right. Our neighbors to the north and south, our partners in NAFTA, are now in the crosshairs of Trump's trade war. The announcement sent shockwaves through the business community. Economists are scrambling to assess the potential damage. Stock markets plunged at the news. And world leaders are scratching their heads, wondering what the heck is going on. This isn't the first time Trump has used tariffs as a weapon. He's already slapped hefty taxes on goods from China, and he's threatened to do the same to the European Union. But this latest move feels different. It's bigger, bolder, and potentially much more damaging. Is this the start of a new trade war? One that could send the global economy into a tailspin? Buckle up, buttercups, because it's about to get bumpy. So, what's Trump's rationale for this latest trade offensive? Why Mexico? Why Canada? Why now? Well, according to the White House, it's all about drugs. Specifically, fentanyl. Trump claims that Mexico and Canada are doing nothing to stop the flow of fentanyl into the United States. He says they're turning a blind eye to the problem, and he's using tariffs as leverage to force them to take action. Now there's no question that the opioid epidemic is a serious issue. Fentanyl is a deadly drug, and it's killing Americans at an alarming rate. But are tariffs really the answer? Experts say no. They argue that tariffs won't stop the flow of drugs. In fact, they could make the problem worse. So is Trump really concerned about fentanyl, or is this just a convenient excuse to wage a trade war? You decide. One thing is for sure, these tariffs are going to have a real impact on the economy, and not in a good way. First, let's talk about inflation. When you slap a 25% tax on goods from Mexico and Canada, guess what happens? Prices go up. Everything from avocados to cars is about to get more expensive. Speaking of cars, the auto industry is going to be hit particularly hard. Why? Because we import a lot of car parts from Mexico and Canada. Those parts are now going to be more expensive, and that means car prices are going to skyrocket. But wait, there's more. These tariffs are also going to disrupt global trade. Mexico and Canada are our biggest trading partners. We do a lot of business with them, but now that business is going to be subject to tariffs. And that's going to create uncertainty and chaos in the global economy. So, get ready for higher prices, fewer jobs, and a whole lot of economic uncertainty. Thanks, Trump. Trump's tariffs are more than just an economic policy. They're a foreign policy disaster. They're alienating our allies, they're undermining global trade, and they're making the world a more dangerous place. The European Union has already threatened to retaliate with tariffs of its own. China is also gearing up for a trade war, and other countries are watching closely, wondering if they'll be next. Trump seems to think that trade wars are easy to win, but history tells a different story. Trade wars hurt everyone. They lead to higher prices, fewer jobs, and economic stagnation, and they often escalate into real wars. So, what's the endgame here? What is Trump hoping to achieve with these tariffs? It's hard to say. But one thing is clear, he's playing a dangerous game, a game that could have disastrous consequences for the global economy.